and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the L.A. Chargers taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Dicker to kick off for the Chargers.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Good return up past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
18, Rattler, it's 2. 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats. Get him. Go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. 17 yards on the game's opening play and a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Ready, set. Third, ready. 6.
Off the option, here's Gibbs. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42.
He was brought down by
That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
2nd and long. Now he'll tuck this and run. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
3 yards.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Back to throw here. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations, quite the accomplishment. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
19 Lions.
Back to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 7-yard line.
Back to throw again. Finds Gibbs on the check down. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
This will be play number 8 on the drive. It's 3rd and goal.
Prep goal 80. 19 tight. Warriors 70. Ready.
They'll look to throw again. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Roman Wilson, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. point after, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Steelers 7, Chargers nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. On the ground, this is Amarian Hampton. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You look at this Steeler defense. They are number 2 in the NFL against the run right now, Charles.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. A run once more with Hampton. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Third down and 1. Herbert. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And
already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago. So a 3 and out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
Here's Herbert. That's to Amarian Hampton out of the backfield. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Well, it seems pretty clear on this opening drive that they want to get him involved, not only, Charles, in the run game, but in the pass game as well. And he can be such a weapon for them when they utilize him this way.
And, partner, you know I'm a veteran, right? In other words, that means a little bit older. Back in my day, we used to call a guy like this a workhorse, except he carried the ball all the time. Now they get it to him a variety of ways, but you're right. They want to run their offense through him.
On first down, it's Hampton. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's Herbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Hey, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Back to throw here, Herbert. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Derek Harmon drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. Matt Ariza now on to punt this one away. And he couldn't get it to check off. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a loss of 2.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 12.
Let's go. Madden26. Let's go 80.
He'll look to throw. And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 40-yard line. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 43 yards. Pretty good timing. He waited just enough for that post play to develop and laid it right in there.
And you know what a lot of teams do when they decide to throw a post route? Because it's a little bit longer developing play. They max protect. Bring everyone in, keep the tight end in, an extra back to make sure the quarterback has time to deliver the fifth down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. The Steelers had 2-1 now to start the campaign, and they were looking good until last week's loss took them from the ranks of the unbeaten.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting this team to push the 72 Dolphins, but still, you got to take a lot of positives from this first month. If they can bounce back and move to 3-1, they'll be pretty well set up for the remainder of the season to follow.
Washington brings it in near the sideline. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Get it. 18 Cardinals. Ready.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. This is caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf, 27 yards. And the Steelers go up by 2 touchdowns. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Chargers right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. That is incomplete.
Well, they've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
It certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Second and 10. Herbert now. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Joey Porter Jr.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long, and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
Here we go.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Down the sideline he goes. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Chargers, nothing.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. You know, you're down 2 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Back to Hampton on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Again, it's Hampton. And he's got this down to the 35. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. We often give credit to the O-line there. Two tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Herbert going to give to Hampton.
And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
And when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Second down and 3. Gets this out wide to Pickens.
And he's in for a Charger touchdown.
George Pickens.
27 yards.
And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And that cuts this lead down to 13.
Chargers 7. Cameron Dicker to kick
now
off
after the Dicker
Chargers.
field goal, he's back out, ready to send it away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
At the 46-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Gibbs straight ahead.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes, they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time, he uses quickness to make a play.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Panther 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Looking to throw.
He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he will have a Steelers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 33.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
Back to throw now on first down.
Throwing, completing, quick to Calvin Ridley. Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
It's a gain of 5.
19 tight, 19 tight.
And 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete right back to Ridley. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 23. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Now.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
79, bro.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Look, here we go. Strike. 70 Timberwolf. Trap 60. Trap 60. Move. Go.
He'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Calvin Ridley as the first half is winding down. And the Steelers would extend their lead here just before halftime. No going for two. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
Steelers 27, Chargers 7.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together.
Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. The final shot before the break for Herbert. He's going to air one out. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. The Charger drive about to get going. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
First down, Chargers.
Ready, run.
They run again on first down. Chubb.
Down the left sideline. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
Well, they know they've got a good starter. Now the guy coming in to spell him shows he can run it pretty good as well.
And I think he appreciates the starter, wearing people down, tiring them out a little bit. He took full advantage, didn't he? Came in with fresh legs and carried the ball.
Chubb will score. Touchdown, Chargers.
For as good as Nick Chubb is in the open field, he's every bit as good when they line him up down near the goal line. He's a speed back between the 20s, but a power back down close, and he forces his way into the end zone.
Extra point try now from Dicker.
He's got it, and the score's now 27-14.
Makes the score Steelers 27, Chargers 14.
Here's Dicker now as he'll send this one away.
And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And off to Gibbs, headed right here.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
40 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short. Could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 4.
Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw here. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call.
Viking 18.
He'll drop to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
19 Charger, 19 Charger.
They'll try and throw for it here.
Now a short pass pulled in by Washington.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Gibbs. And he'll be brought down. It looks like right at the 40.
A 15-yard gain brings up 3rd and a yard.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the 1st.
And that's a gutsy call there on 3rd and short because that's a play that's got a good chance of being blown up in the backfield for a big loss of yardage. But nice job out wide to gather in that screen pass, use his blockers well, and pick up the 1st down.
Panther Street, Panther.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he stopped immediately there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
Ready. Cowboy 80. Bronco 80.
Here's Johnson again on second down.
And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's about it. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down.
18 rep.
Now back to throw. And that will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Let's go now. Street. 70 Timber. Trap 60. Trap 60.
They're going to look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Mike Tomlin takes a shot here, but to no avail. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Charger drive about to get going.
And right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Counter.
Now it's Herbert. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver, although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 38 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Herbert.
Finds Pickens outright. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's Herbert. Now complete to Downs. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A big play there on the catch and run. And the Chargers are going to get themselves a fresh set of downs here.
First and goal, Los Angeles.
And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. On first down, it's Krosky Mill. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 2 yards on that one. Second and goal now.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on second and goal. Here's Herbert. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Now Herbert, third and goal. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Here's Carter now on the return. He's got daylight. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. So a fourth quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner. And I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Extra point splits the uprights. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20.
34. Chargers 14.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
This offense on 3rd down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Herbert now. He'll try and do this himself. On Herbert, his 3rd interception. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. He exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now runs straight ahead with Warren. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Pirates. 2. 79 Broncos. Ready?
They'll look to throw here. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
16 yards.
Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
He'll look to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point right down the middle. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27.
Chargers 14.
Here's the Steelers kick team as they'll boot this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 9.
In motion, the tight end. Out of the gun, Herbert.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw here, Herbert. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns and a late sack. Just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They snap it to Herbert. He'll try to do it himself. And this one is incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Got it. Ready?
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on
tackle made there by the safety, Derwin James.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
On the jump.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Ready.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
19, Charger, 19. Hey, smash. Ready.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Jermaine Johnson credited with that sack.
Brings up 4th
So
down.
on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
1st down, Los Angeles.
Set.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
Setting up the screen, Krosky Merrill.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
Complete to
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
46-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 5.
Let's go, let's go. Set. Tapping. 21.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. That's going to be taken in by Downs. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
A gain of 26 yards. And the Chargers first down.
Set. Go.
Again, Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
380.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Now he's going to step up and run. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
44. Chargers 21.
So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And they are going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Now the try here for the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30.
Makes the score Steelers 51, Chargers 21.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And as this defense